Hello from Atlanta, Georgia, where Friday night lights are getting a new meaning. Fans are filing in to watch a classic sport be redefined here inside the Intense Arena. Week 2 of the 2026 season of the Intense League is upon us, and teams are trying to look to build on some momentum as they get one step closer towards a championship. Hello, everyone. I'm J.Y. Abone alongside Maria Mateus. And Maria, it's been so much fun to watch these teams adjust to this new format.
Oh my gosh, it absolutely has. Everyone's adjusting. We've seen a week of teams have trial and error here with the new rules. They know how to pace themselves now, call timeouts, sub out with all of this new format.
And then we watch these players try to figure out the tough ones, the 14 seconds, the unlimited substitutions. That's what makes it a true team format. And then the scoring. When you add up that 1 point to win a point, it's as simple as it gets. And then you've hit a clean winner, it counts as 2. and total points at the end of the day win. So no one has to think about sets or games or deuce or add. It counts, it all adds to one score, and it's easy to find out who plays. And they've all been getting used to this and figuring out their strategies. And last week, we got to watch the Ridge and the Outriders have their season debut. Tell us your thoughts on what went on, especially with the Ridge.
Well, both teams have played already, which is awesome, but very different arcs. And the Ridge, Rion just played the most time last week with 32 minutes, maxing out for the arc, and finished with plus 18 for his team against Inferno. He just needs to clean up a few service errors, but overall really, really good from him. And for the Outriders, really, really good start led by Sofia Cabezas, but lost a heartbreaker and really just served themselves out of a win with 22 faults. I think they're going to be looking forward to cleaning that up and just looking a little bit better to finish it out today.
Yeah, and especially with how the mixed doubles finished off, that's going to be an interesting point because that's where things were really let down. But tonight, they all get an opportunity to improve. They got some new lineups. They're trying to figure this out. And just after a short break, we'll be a little bit closer to some nonstop action. Welcome back as we are getting ready for that Friday night showtime here in Atlanta, Georgia. Fans are filing in at the Intense Arena as the Ridge are getting ready to take on the Outriders. Both teams had already gone through their opening night, and now they get to bounce back at it. As Maria, we take a look at the Outriders lineup.
Yes, for the Outriders, coached by Amy O'Connell, we have Joaquin Benoit playing for the first time this season. He's played #1 singles and doubles at Georgia. I'm sure he's really excited to get out here. And Zoe Hammond will definitely want to play some better tennis than last week, but I think she's got it down. And for Team Ridge, coached by Claudio Pistolesi, we have Jose Moreno, which is getting his first time on the court as well this season, and we'll be looking forward to playing in this new format for sure. And Sophie Chang with a career-high doubles ranking of number 59 in the world, and she showed that last week with her dominance at the net, and she will want to repeat that tonight.
Well, and then for the Outriders, we'll see how they handle that last-second defeat. But first, we're going to introduce the third member of our team, Kelly Kroll, who's with Youssef Rion.
Thanks a lot. Well, match #2 on the season for you guys, Youssef. What did you feel like you learned from the last one that you'd like to see carried over, and what would you like to do better tonight?
Yeah, I think last week was obviously great since we won our first match. I think for some of us it was tougher than others because they was their first match ever. But it gives us a lot of confidence going into this week for sure. Now we got to keep our heads down and just play one match at a time. Team Outriders, they have great players, men's side as well as women's side. So we got to stay focused the whole way, and we'll see how it goes.
Did you feel like there were nerves in that first arc as compared to tonight? Do you feel like you've settled in a little bit?
Definitely there was more nerves last week, but I think it's the good stress, that the one that pushes you to play at your best. There's definitely more excitement today. We loved it. We enjoyed it so much last week. So definitely more excited to come back and compete on a Friday night.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to watching you tonight. Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys.
Umpire for this afternoon's arc is Mel Burgess.
All right, ladies, welcome to Intense. We're going to have some fun tonight. But I want to make sure you know that everything's going to be good. You're going to be the host team tonight. So you got the choice. I got tails and heads. Your choice. Tails, please. Tails, please. It is heads. Choice here.
I'll return.
You want me to serve?
Return.
Return. You good at that side?
Showtime, Outriders versus Ridge. Sophia Cabezas will be leading things off for the Outriders on the near side. Bashaka riding on the far side for the Outriders. Fourth round pick, getting the start. Earned it with her strong play last time. We'll see if she can overcome those 11 faults that held her back a bit.
She sure is excited to be out here. She played so well last week. She was so aggressive, and she has one of those games that's pretty flat. So sometimes it can be hit or miss, but she just played so well. She's already taking the ball so early and stepping in, and that's what we love to see.
Yeah, one of the things that she struggles with, movement isn't the best, but the way she maintains such great court position. Every player has a weakness as she hits a big serve and forces the air. Every player has a weakness. It's how do they move around it, and she did a great job maintaining great court presence, controlling the center of the court, and that earned her the start tonight. As 2-0 for the Ridge. We have 2 10-minute women's singles bolts. Men's singles will be after all 3 doubles formats. Unlimited substitutions. We do have timeouts. That's our only stoppage. Everything else we play, and we'll see how the coaches get to manage their 5 timeouts throughout the night. Great forehand inside in for Cabezas. With Bashak also one of the few one-handed backhands remaining in the professional tour, so a lot of classic traditionalists loving watching her play. Cabezas, traditional two-handed backhand, great mover, played at the University of Tennessee, one of the few players to get out of Venezuela and have a successful professional career, has now given her team their first lead of the night at 3-2.
And both of these girls have such cool stories, like you mentioned, Cabezas coming out of Venezuela, and Basak is also one of the most accomplished Turkish players, which is so cool. They wear their country on their sleeve, and that's so honorable. Wow, what a shot.
Big overhead, good defense by Cabezas, and forces the arrow. That's a tough overhead. That was risky.
Absolutely, but she's going for it, and it's good to see Guts starting out so early. Even if they have played an arc, it's always stressful, especially in this format with never knowing when you're going to get substituted. And we also in this format only have one serve, so if she misses that serve for Cabezas.
Kick out wide to the riding backhand. Cabezas going into the drop shot, trying to expose her movement right away, sets up the +2 volley winner, their first of the night.
And Cabezas for sure wants to go one to one side, one to the other, and then drop shot. But we do have a substitution here, JY.
Very quick substitution to get Annabelle Thomas in. That's very early, one of the earliest substitutions you're going to see at the Intense format. Unlimited substitutions, you get to manage it however you want. And Annabelle Thomas, the 2025 Impact Player of the Year award winner, showed some very solid and steady play as Cabezas goes for the drop shot. Another winner for her, 9-3 to get started.
And if you're the coach on that sideline, we see Claudio Pistolesi calling a timeout. You want to make sure that your players know that drop shot is coming. Sooner or later, we're going to get a drop shot.
2 minutes on the clock. 1 minute on the clock.
She moved you around with her out of the strike zone. Those high balls are very effective on her. She's going to hit you something short, and then you can do what she just did. Way to mix it up, okay? Keep that going. Keep those feet. Overdo your footwork right now. Keep mixing it up. Give me that high ball once every 3 or 4 balls, okay? Great work, guys. Great work. All right. Yep.
Let's go.
Hello.
Maria, that was a very quick timeout by the Ridge. Do you think that's because he was upset or just trying to stop momentum?
Very early on, too. And again, like we said, it's interesting to see these coaches adjust and figure out when they want their timeouts. I don't know if it was so much of a momentum type of timeout. We usually see those later in the arc, but we have to trust these coaches and know that they know what is right for their players. So we'll see what comes out of it.
And someone who's very close to the players and coaches is Kelly, who's sitting courtside.
Well, guys, I don't know if you noticed or not, but Coach O'Connell changed up the hat, the cowboy hat today, the Outrider hat, if you will. She says this one brings a lot more good luck. That, and she's got her 2 daughters, Caroline and Kate, sitting right behind their bench. So they'll be cheering them on all night tonight. That's the good stuff, you know. Good stuff we get here on the sidelines.
Well, if you're looking to try to move on from a last-second loss last week, this is the start they're looking for as Cabezas goes for another drop shot, but not in great position. Point for the Ridge on the far side. An important thing right away as you look at Thomas's serve is the way she's abbreviated her service motion. That's new. She did not serve like that last year, so wondering if there's a shoulder injury there or just trying to find some better serve. You know, that she has a tendency to lose the toss, but it's interesting to see the change in the service motion as she sets up a good forehand inside in, had the volley opportunity, defense of Cabezas, overhead into the net, point for the Outriders.
Amazing point for the Outriders there. She's changing up the pace so well. But you mentioned Annabelle's serve, and I think, speaking for myself and coming from having played, I also feel like I tweak my serve around a little bit every now and then. Sometimes it's a mental thing and you just want to simplify it. And sometimes it's as late as even the warm-up right before the match. So we don't know her reasoning, but I'm sure she has one.
Well, that looked like a great service motion and toss to set up the forehand inside in, but missed it. Looking very calm and collected. So is Cabezas, who no substitutions from the Outriders just yet. She's played the entire time using that kick serve, but Thomas is going to run around it. If she gets that thing going, it's dangerous. She will continuously look to run around and punish weak serves. So that's a dangerous spot for the Outriders to be in, and she tries to force that serve wide, knowing Thomas is going to run around, and that's how she got that unforced error serve.
And for all the singles bolts, there is a 12-minute time limit per each player. So at some point, the players will have to be subbed out just so that they don't reach that limit.
Good inside-out change-up. Got a little bit stuck on trying to figure out should she go in or not. No man's land, couldn't find it. Inside-out forehand, point to Outriders.
And Sophie Chang is in for Team Ridge. Sophie having had so much success on the professional tour in singles and doubles. And she has a very, very powerful game, as we can see here. And she wants to take that step forward. I think she overhit that one just a little bit. She's most likely going to keep hitting that way. That's just her game style. It's just about finding bigger targets.
Power and net is where Sophie wants to be. And a lot of times for those players, you want to try to get them early so that they can warm up, get some rhythm. It takes a little bit of time. They don't just walk in and find it, and that's what they're trying to do early with her. And I think important for Chang is that she's been working on overcoming a disc issue with her back. It's limited her in practice. Feeling better, hitting backhands like that, but it might take a little bit of time as she hasn't had the court time she would like to have, but doing okay so far. Little confusion as we see a substitution from the Outriders. Cabezas is out. Zoe Hammond gets her first action.
I get it to you.
And Zoe Hammond played a good arc last week, I would say, JY. Not a great arc. I think that is one of the things she's definitely going to want to clean up here. She had a few too many service mistakes, and just in general with spraying balls just a little bit. These are both big hitters. And Zoe has a much heavier type of topspin using her lefty serve. We're seeing a few exchanges here with serve faults, and we've seen all of the players, the men and the women, just try to figure out, like, how hard do I have to serve and how big of a target to make sure that I make that serve, but it's still good enough.
And also, you know, what we're going to see from both teams, you know, the adjustments from week 1 to week 2. We started to see it a little bit in our Thursday and Wednesday arcs. So these teams have been making adjustments in practice. We'll see how they perform. Outriders have a 19-9 lead, but 8 faults for Zoe Hammond last time she was in, so we'll see if she can overcome it. Did great in doubles with the way she covers the net, but this is going to be an important start for her.
Because Sophia's time within the 5.
I think they just want to clear up. There was a couple points to go where Sophie Cheng hit a big backhand. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't a +2 or a +1 to get it right.
Good. Play.
Hammond's serve. Chang just attacking right away, putting Hammond on the run.
And Chang hits a very big ball on both sides, though her backhand is a little bit more compact, I would say, and more consistent. So even though her forehand is her bigger shot and she will want to go around that forehand and take forehands in the middle, the backhand is a little bit more consistent. We are seeing too many service faults from her, especially with having such a big serve. She can earn that short ball. So I think she's going to want to just feel out how hard do I want to hit this serve. Great return, though.
Yeah, going deep down the middle. Hammond not able to get out of the way. Chang's got a beautiful service motion, but just struggling to find the right spin to get it to drop, and that's a little bit better. You can see it as soon as you saw that wrist release. That forehand got stuck a little bit. 21-11 Outriders.
And throughout her career, I've played her multiple times, and it's always been a huge battle, I think, for her with her toss. And especially in this format, it must be tough because you're only allowed to hit one toss. I think now she's just going for a little bit too much, where she wants to just maybe make a few balls, even if they're down the middle, and then she can earn that power.
Hammond trying to ask for the ball. The ball keeper all around one side. Would have given her a little bit of moment to reset and gather it, but Chang will try to take advantage as Hammond played it anyway. And a 2-point volley winner. We'll see if that gets them going a little bit more and settles her in. Kind of a slice kick serve there. Didn't jump out as much as you thought. Jammed Hammond on the forehand as that one goes into the stands. 14-22. Another slice serve out wide to the backhand using the corners. Pins Hammond back as she tries to use that spin. Couple misses down the line when she's defending. Usually the high percentage plays to go cross court. She's forcing a little bit too much.
And Zoe Hammond's game plan here against Sophie Cheng has to be hitting that high ball, mixing up the pace, because Sophie wants to hit the ball hard and she likes it in her strike zone. So if you're Sophie's opponent, you want to hit slices, you want to hit higher balls, you want to use the angles. Just don't let her hit that power because she hits it so well.
Chang really using the corners. You see her trying to target them every time she serves. Misfires that forehand. 8-point lead Outriders. Brandy Walker gets her first action of the night. Big hitter. Can definitely rack up some +2s. Also can be a little bit wild, but Chang showing her who's the big hitter. Big backhand down the line.
In some game styles just mesh a little bit better. For Sophie, if she's actually getting a bigger hitter, I think it somewhat helps her because it gets more into her striking zone. But Brandy Walker is a tough out. She's going to hit big balls. If she can make a lot of balls, she's not an easy competitor.
Third fault of the night for Chang as Walker gets her first serve. Running around the back end to hit a chip, keeps it very low and awkward for Chang as she misfires.
And that's where that change of pace is so great, right, JY? You want to keep that low. Make her swing up. We saw her shank there. That might happen a couple more times.
Final point of the first women's singles vault will be a serve into the net. Only one serve, and we've seen a bunch of misses from both teams. It's tough as you're working through this first vault. We'll see when they come back in the second vault. They're going to be a little bit warmed up. These nerves need to get out of the way. These women will be back on the court, and they're going to try to step it up, especially for the Ridge. Claudia's looking for a little bit of better play. So is Chang. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back here inside the Intense Arena. Second women's singles bowl just coming up. Outriders off to a 25-18 lead. Neither team playing great, so a lot of room to improve as we get a little bit closer to some electrifying action tonight on Friday night. And while you're waiting for these women to get started, make sure you scan that QR code. Get some of this hot merch that both teams got. Especially you got all 10 teams on there. Altitude being shown, but Outriders, Ridge, Sting, they got some cool colors. If you don't scan the QR code, you can also go to www.intense.com and get your gear from there. Cabezas tonight. This has been the main starting point for the Outriders. Accumulated 19 of those 25 points, so we'll see if they throw her back out. Bashak or Ryden is going to get the start for the Outriders, and there's Cabezas moving it back out. Going to try to, both players going to try to steady the ship for their team.
And Cabezas has played 6.5 minutes, so I'm assuming that they're going to keep her in for her max time. And it seems like Amy O'Connell wants her to start these bolts, which is probably good because she wants them to get to a good start. She's had the most points for her team. And Raiden just needs to clean up some errors. I think she actually played the best out of Team Ridge so far. Good backhand return there. She wants to step in on that one.
Does a great job. So tough with a one-handed backhand, but that's a beautiful slice down the line by Cabezas. Cabezas with a +10 on the plus-minus scale, so done a great job when she was on the court. And now we'll see if Ryden, she was -6 in the short amount of time she was in. That's a good way to overcome it. Huge forehand winner.
And I'm always just a big fan of going big down the middle on returns sometimes and making your opponent pop that ball up a little bit so you can step in, especially in a format here like Intense where you get 2 points. So you want to get to the net as consistently and calmly, but also as quickly as possible.
We're seeing a clear game plan from the Ridge, just crush returns right off the bat. High risk, high reward. So we'll see how they can handle that. They're down 8. Let's see if Ryden can find some spin on her serve. She's got a wonderful service motion. That's the first time she tried to put a little bit of spin on it. Still missed it though, so she's going to be frustrated with that. That's her 4th of the night.
The more these girls can accelerate on their serve, the better. That was a great serve there. Nice kick out wide. She's using her hands.
Risky slice down the line, but still Cabezas defends extremely well. +2.
Just moving the ball around so well, and we see her going from defense to offense. Look at that great, not even a great drop shot, but she just anticipated the next ball so well, was able to use that continental slice down the line on the forehand too. Just really, really good playing from her.
Aggressive return rewarded, Ryden the serve. There she actually took some pace off, but didn't take any pace on that forehand that she got put in the quarter that didn't want to run anymore. Unforced error.
Definitely seen a lot of service errors in these first couple of bolts. We got 4 for Raiden, 3 for Chang, 4 for Cabezas.
Very, very interesting. Just in case, this is the first time we've seen it happen in week 2 of the Intense League. So, looked like Zhao Xiaolin got hit off the leg. Sophie Chang back in for a ride and playing aggressive tennis. But Zhao Xiaolin got hit in the air. Now, if he's outside of that box that's drawn in, it's actually a point for the Ridge. But since he was inside that box, that counts as out. So good for him to be standing in the appropriate position because that could have been a point the other way. And the Ridge right now are looking for anything as they're down 9.
With these substitutions, sometimes it's good to sit out for a little bit and just settle down and then come back in. We see her miss another serve there from Sophie, but I hope that she was able to sit out, take a couple deep breaths, and be like, okay, this is my game plan when I come in. Nope, she is sticking with the same game plan that she was playing with before.
I think, I don't mind it when players stick to the game plan. They know what they do well, but the way she's rushing in between points, I think it's just everything is too rushed, too fast, too big. You want to try to find that healthy balance where you're calm internally in between points, but just turn it on at the right time. This looks a little bit more composed. We'd love to see her slow down her walk in between points. She's rushing up there. Didn't play a lot in singles last time, so maybe this has something to do with it.
Yes, and I think with 14 seconds in between points, the players feel a little bit more rushed than they should feel because they're getting to the line. We see Cabeza, she still has 8 seconds, and she's definitely not rushing it as much as Sophie is, but I think they could take a little bit more time, just calm themselves down just a little bit.
Yeah, also the interesting thing is how calm both benches have been. You know, maybe the first opening night they were overly excited. Now just trying to find a little bit more calmness, a little bit more patience throughout the night. We'll see if that has anything to do with some of the sloppy play. But Cabezas, the great backhand, sets up the drop shot. Chang will get there. Cabezas takes advantage. Volley winner.
Awesome point. I think Cabezas is just standing out so much right now because she's able to anticipate the short balls. Look at her go around that, and then great disguise to hit that drop shot. Drop shots are better if you have a really good disguise, and then she doesn't even have to do too much with that volley. She just had to put it right back in.
I'm ready to use it up. Make sure you hang in those points, right? When she hits that big ball and you're barely getting there, just hang in that point. You're going to get that mistake if you hang in there long enough, okay? Great job, everybody. All right, let's keep the gas on. Let's keep pressing them, okay? Great job.
I didn't know what Rise meant.
So what do you think about this strategy here? Amy O'Connell's going to keep Cabezas out. She's about 40 seconds away from hitting her 12-minute time limit in singles, but still 5 minutes left. What do you think?
I think she's confident in the rest of her team, which is awesome to see from a coach. If it were me, I most likely would play a couple of the other gals and then put Sophia back in right at the end, when it's about to be the end of the bolt. But I do like her coaching in saying, basically weather the storm. And that's what you have to do against these really, really big hitters, because at one point or another, you're going to get a mistake out of them, and that's exactly what's working right now.
39-27 Outriders on the near side, Ridge on the far side. Annabelle Thomas getting her second action of the night, already looking like she's got a little bit more spring in her step.
So important for these players to stay nice and loose and warmed up on the sidelines. I'd like to see a little bit more height over the net on that backhand. It's interesting, she actually probably should have taken a forehand there since it was a middle ball and it was a little bit higher. It's very uncomfortable with a two-hander up above the left shoulder. And there she probably went for a forehand when she shouldn't have.
Let's see, it looks like this is going to have to be Cabezas' last point before she gets subbed out. Done a great job giving her team a 14-point lead. This should be Cabezas' last point. She should be out. They're going over here. This is over 12 minutes. Mel Burgess has missed this right now.
And Team Ridge is noticing it on the sideline, so I assume we're going to have a little bit of a confrontation.
Yeah, she should be out. They got to get her out. That's what Claudio Pistoles is getting at right now. She needs to be subbed out. Kelly, can you explain a little bit about what's going on there?
All right, go bounce around.
So, guys,
I got you.
Guys, this is where the substitution earlier in the arc and in the first bolt of women's singles, they didn't put the right player in originally, so she actually has Cabezas 1 more minute left, according to what's going on here behind the scenes with the technical side of things. So they're trying to make it right.
Okay.
Even though we're not seeing it necessarily on the scoreboard right.
Okay.
So she should have 1 more minute left to play if the substitution is correct behind the scenes originally when it happened. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes complete sense. The players did not hear that the play hasn't started, but they're going to have to get this straightened out. I can understand the Ridge frustration there as they look up at the scoreboard that all of us are seeing, but it's the computers that are behind the court there that have the official time.
Okay, guys, you're losing a bit the control of the match, eh? Try to get the control of the match.
It's got to be a little bit frustrating for Team Ridge, right? Because maybe you're not really looking at the time for each individual player, so they would love to have her out, I'm sure, because she's been so dominant. So it must be frustrating for them to be like, oh, there's still another minute.
So there's going to have to be some good communication between the officials and O'Connell at when she's going to have to go out, because it's not updated on the scoreboard yet. So Cabeza is more than happy to stay out there, doing a great job. Big serve out wide, biggest of the night, 15-point lead for the Outriders as Sophie Chang comes in for Annabelle Thomas. This is a big very reminiscent of what the Rips were going through last night with Tori Hawkins trying to figure out what to do with the men. Substitutions left and right, just throwing the kitchen sink, trying to figure it out. Ridge trying to figure things out. Cabezas is at least out, so Ridge is going to be very happy there. Hammond is in.
I want to see Sophie taking the ball early here. That does start with making some more serves for sure, but if she can take Zoe Hammond's a little higher bouncing serve and just take it early and step in, I think that's where she could be really successful.
Final 3 minutes here before men's come up for their 10 minutes. Chang trying to have her best rally of the night. Doesn't have to go too long before Hammond misses that top spin ball long. A lot of defensive misses by Hammond down the line tonight. Good serve by Chang. Tries to step inside, puts Hammond on the run. Forced error, point Ridge. Serve in the net. This one serve rule is tough for some players. Chang struggling with it tonight, as that's her 7th fault of the night. At what point do you go to the underhand serve and, hey, let's just get the point started?
Especially here when that's 100% and completely allowed. It's allowed in traditional tennis too. I think it's looked down upon a little bit, whereas here we actually get so excited when we see the underhand serve. So I, in general, would love the players to go for it a little bit more, but I think Sophie in this situation, I completely agree. And I guess Zoe too.
Just trading serves back and forth. Only her first of the night. Last week she had 8, so if she's only going to have 1 or 2 tonight, she'll be happy to take it as her team has a 15-point lead, 14-point lead. Math has to get better. Tough return, misfired. Minute and a half left. Ridge trying to make a final push, make it a little bit easier for when men's singles comes up.
Way better serve there from Sophie, as we can see, and it bounces so high on Zoe Hammond's lefty forehand, and we have Brandy Walker back in. We'll see how the power on power dynamic goes.
Point lead now, was 15 at one point, down to 10. Final 40 seconds. Sophie finding a little bit of a rhythm in her serve. Walker still trying to find her own rhythm.
Taking a lot more time before the serve. We see her breathing a little bit, and we see an Outriders timeout.
Timeout.
Chance to think about it, and let's just kind of calm it down. Her serves come really quick. Shorten that backswing, follow through, and just be ready to run down these balls. Make that, the longer the point lasts, the more it's in your favor, okay? Move her around, and then if you can slice the ball, do some kind of change up, that's fine too, okay? Let's give her a minute to kind of cool off a little bit, okay? You're good. Let's go, Brandy.
Walker's going to go back in, getting some coaching from her teammates, some encouragement, making her laugh and smile. See if that will settle her down a little bit. And I love what you pointed out about Chang, how she's looking a little calmer in between points now.
She is, and that's actually speeding up her shots because it's not quite as erratic. And Brandy Walker here is going to want to run down every single ball, change up the pace, find those mistakes from Sophie once again.
Chang will get the serve. Kelly, you've been listening to some stuff on courtside. What do you see with the team, Ridge?
Well, it was interesting. We got to hear, Coach O'Connell there in the timeout. Meanwhile, I was watching Claudio here on the other side, who didn't say a whole lot to Sophie. And Maria, I think that's because he felt like she was kind of finding her rhythm. But these last 2 points maybe makes me feel otherwise. But she was doing really well there. I mean, they pulled within 8 in this match. So I thought it was an interesting though of coaching. Very different. Claudio didn't say much of anything.
Huge serve, great finish to the bolt. Brandy Walker to the rescue, timeout very effective, but overall, Maria, still have to talk about Sofia Cabezas.
Sofia Cabezas is 100% so far the MVP of the night. We love having MVPs here at Intense, but she's just playing so well, and she's moving the ball. She's not overhitting, she's not overpowering anyone, but she's just super solid.
Yeah, just the way she's been moving around from the beginning, her variety using the slice, the drop shot, coming forward. You saw her adjust to no matter who was on the other side of the net. Her consistency when serving, just a great start from the leader on the women's team. As you see, just trying to come forward. She did a little bit of everything, and now it's going to be interesting when the men's singles are going to be coming out to see if they can follow up. But before we get there, let's go down to Kelly, who's with Sofia.
Well, Sofia, what did you think of, first of all, your own play? Quite impressive there, and certainly helped give your team a nice cushion.
No, I'm just happy that I could help my team. I'm happy with my performance too. I mean, I came out there today like a bit nervous, you know, but I was just like, I'm just gonna run, make everyone run, and try to not get 2-pointers against me, you know, and it worked out. I was just grinding out there and fighting with everything.
What are you expecting now as the men take over here in the next couple bolts?
We have some dogs in our team, so I think it's gonna. They have good players too. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, but hopefully we'll crush them.
Hopefully we crush them. I like the confidence, Sofia. Thank you so much. Best of luck, guys.
Well, don't worry, all you Tennessee Volunteers. She did not mean the Georgia Dogs. She's been some tough competitors out there. And when we come back after this short break, the men's singles will take the court and get their turn tonight. Intense is brought to you by Solaris, founding partner and official focus and education partner of Intense. Friday night showtime here in Atlanta. Women's singles just finished up. Men's singles are going to get their turn here. The Outriders have a 50-38 lead thanks to Sofia Cabezas and her great play. Youssef Rion, Jiao Sholin going to get the starts for men's singles. And we'll see if the Ridge can make a little bit of a comeback. Jay Wirebone, Maria Mateus. Maria, what are you expecting and what do you think so far about what we've seen?
Well, I think it's been a lot of Sofia Cabezas, but it's also just been a lot of service faults. We've seen 37% of Ridge's mistakes have been faults, with Araden serving a 45% fault rate. That's basically half of the points that she's played were missed serves. That's not going to get you a win tonight. So hopefully the Ridge men can play a lot better, but can serve a lot better than the girls did and get a little closer in score here.
Well, the Ridge are going to have the stud that they want starting for them. Youssef Rion, Florida State All-American, had a great performance last week, accounting for 55 of the team's total points, was plus 18 when he was on the court. Jiao Sholin also, he's a firecracker when he gets going. He doesn't have the size, but the power is absolutely there when he starts to loosen up. See him right away. Sholin trying to find his forehand. That's where he's going to dominate from Rion. You can expect somebody who's calm, steady, consistent, works the point to get his winners, but if not, he's calm staying there. And look at that, inside out, inside in winner to get things started.
Such good aggressive energy, and him getting to the line and taking his time and being able to hit a really, really good serve. I like the mix of pace. Everyone's going for their forehands for sure. These boys want to hit their forehands. They're both looking very confident starting out.
51-41. Outriders had a double-digit lead that was much bigger, got it to up to 17. Ridge got it to within 8. Now it's at 10 as Sholin's trying to put Rion on the run. Big forehand down the line.
Way to step in there from Jiao Sholin. He's ready to go in too, which I love the most. He actually took a couple fast steps forward after looking for that volley just in case the ball was going to be touched. A little bit more height on that forehand, especially if he's moving backwards.
Rion to serve, gets that serve way above Sholin's shoulders, but he handles it extremely well. Now they're in an ad-court rally. Who's going to be able to find their forehand and dominate first? Rion runs around it. Sholin backhand down the line. Rally of the night. Way to redirect. Rion goes even bigger but misses it wide.
And it's so effective to start points down the middle here, especially in this format with everything moving so quickly. You want to hit a couple of really good balls down the middle and then open up the court if you can.
Sholin defense, but just long. Rion just looking so calm. Just never see him breathing hard. Never see him overexerting himself. Just plays within himself and very efficient with how he uses his hips, his legs, his arms to generate power. Maintaining good court position to set up a backhand down the line. Trying to find the offense with his forehand. Moving Sholin everywhere. Forced error point for the Ridge.
That's so good, and that calm, composed attitude is very, very good to use here because everything's moving so fast and you're on the court for a long period of time without a break if you're doing well like he is. And even last week, he played a full 32 minutes. That is the max he could possibly play for the night. And he doesn't look tired when he's playing for that long. And I don't think he will tonight either because he knows how to control his breathing so he doesn't overstimulate.
Yeah, it's something that's not talked about enough. People talk about getting in the gym, developing the fitness, the running, but the breathing, the way you control your body, your muscles, as Sholin tries to find a drop shot but misses. That part of the fitness is so underrated because you can really gas yourself out if you cannot control your nerves and you overexert yourself. Both players starting to find the rhythm. Sholin trying to find the forehand down the line. Rion doing a great job maintaining court position. Great forehand down the line, but Sholin defends and happily will miss that so he doesn't give a +2 opportunity to Rion. 9-point lead for the Outriders. That's probably the best rally of the night, as Rion pinned him into the backhand corner.
And we see him increasing pace as the rally goes on, which is so rare to see, but it shows his confidence. Reaching out wide there, he almost had it. Really, really good step in from Cholene, looking for that volley, looking for that two-pointer.
Sam Nicholson, the 2025 male MVP, sitting on the sideline. He's got racket in his hand as Cholene tries to serve and volley, and he gets it. +2 winner. Outriders lead back up to 12, and that's the best response we've seen from the Outriders bench tonight. They know Rion is a great player. They got to keep him pinned down. When Cholene plays like that, can really keep that lead.
Great legs from both players here. You see them getting low. You see them using their whole body weight here. And it is very physical, but both of them are controlling their breathing. Zhao Cholene is looking very fired up, and so is the team on the sideline. Definitely an energy change compared to the women's bolts. Don't you think, JY?
Absolutely. And Claudio's not going to let Cholene get much of a rhythm, as he's going to throw in the 2025 male MVP, Sam Nicholson, to try to change up Cholene. And you see an unforced error there. Nicholson is definitely one of the power players. He doesn't like to play out of corners. He's got good size, but likes to play offense and stay around the center of the court. And that big kick serve, that was a huge weapon. This one serve format to have such an effective serve, it's a huge benefit. And now he's going to be going up against Corey Craig, one of Yusuf Rion's teammates at Florida State. I'm sure Nicholson got some intel on how to play against him as he uses that serve down the teeth.
And I love the matchup between a tall, powerful righty and a lefty that's crafty, because it's so hard when you're tall and you have a big game to play against someone that will move you around and makes you uncomfortable. And I think if Corey Craig can do that, he's going to be very effective.
And there's your effectiveness with a backhand approach, cross-court winner. Body serve into the Nicholson backhand again, but this time defends a little bit better. Finding his forehand, Corey loves to use the heavy forehand to set up the court, but not good enough as Nicholson responds with his own +2.
And we see Corey play very, very far behind the baseline, and that can be good in hitting a higher ball and giving yourself a little bit more space, but it can be dangerous if your opponent can hit the wide balls really, really well, because you might get to them very late.
Corey steps in, put a little too much topspin from inside of the baseline. 10-point lead for the Outriders. All the way back to try to get enough spin on the ball, but Nicholson, with his size, does a great job stepping in. Great neutral defense by Craig, though, and that's point for the Outriders.
Rich here is just playing well enough to stay within reach of the Outriders, and the Outriders just playing well enough to stay in the lead, I think.
Yeah, Riz have had a few +2 winners that have been keeping them in this, and you think they're about to go on a little bit of a run, but Outriders just playing some steady Eddie tennis. As Nicholson doesn't want to be all the way back there. This is where he'd like to be, inside of the court, controlling the center. But Craig, that's a tough forehand.
And it's interesting to see how many backhands Sam actually took before taking that forehand. We see how effective that forehand is. In my opinion, I think he should take it a little bit earlier and look for that forehand, because it is so, so good when he does step in.
Now we'll see if Nicholson can switch up his mindset from a lefty to a righty. Joaquin Benoit, the Argentinian from University of North Georgia, seeing his first action, was not in the lineup the first week, gets the call up, and now we'll see what he can do against the 2025 MVP. That's a tough task. Benoit's going to need a few points to get a rhythm. We'll see how long he's allowed to get that. Sometimes coaches, when they feel big moments, they don't give a lot of leeway to players to get into a rhythm. You either start good or you're out. We'll see how Joaquin can handle it.
You really never know how long you're going to be in this format.
Just like that, Nicholson out, Rion in. Great body serve. Benoit comes in, pins Rion all the way back deep. What a defensive shot. Benoit's going to try to defend, but sends it to the roof, point to the ridge. Benoit steps inside of the line, finds that forehand inside in. Good touch by Rion, but the Outriders are loving that.
Way for Benoit to move that ball around. He's actually an avid chess player and says that he likes to replicate his game on the way he plays chess, and we just see him in that point and the way he's trying to redirect and move the ball around. Not enough there though. More height over the net, use a little more angle. I think that's going to be more effective against Rion.
Trying to play aggressive. I think that was the right shot. There was an opening there. Just struggling to find his range. 8-point lead for the Outriders is dwindling little by little. Ridge have cut the deficit by 4 extra points here. They're 20-16 in this first men's singles bolt. Rion finds that forehand inside in, really unloads, but what defense by Benoit, and an even better drop shot by Rion. That will do it for men's singles. What a finish in his first men's singles bolt. Rion is going to be very excited with the play. He wanted to keep going. We're going to have a short break. Rion will get an opportunity to build on that momentum as the Ridge are only down 7. We'll be back shortly with some more men's singles.
Welcome back to Atlanta. Outriders with a 7-point lead over the Ridge here as we get ready to start the second bolt of men's singles. And a lot of storylines throughout this season, but one of which is a number of JY's favorite school, Florida State alums in the building. And tonight, we have 2 former teammates that might get the chance to go up against each other. Corey Craig was telling me before the ARC, guys, that he was so hoping to go up against Youssef. He just really wanted to show out tonight. And they've got some coaches in the building as well this evening, right, JY?
Absolutely. They're assistant coaches here, and he gets to watch this live in action. Still hasn't seen his teammates go up against each other, as Zhao Xiaolin is going to get the call in instead of Joaquin Benoit. Youssef Rion on the far side for the Ridge, doing a great job. Cut the deficit by 5, so they're only down 7.
Players ready? Play.
Way to dig deep there from Zhao Xiaolin. As much as he can hang in these points against Rion and make him work, it's going to pay off for him.
Rion doing a great job continuing to control the center of the court and put his opponents on run. 9.5 minutes left before women's doubles, men's doubles, and mixed doubles finish things off. Siolin's going to take that backhand return on the rise, tries to be on offense, but Rion finally overplays the shot.
And Rion's not necessarily playing as well as he did in his first arc last week. In his first arc, he was outstanding. He had plus 18 for his team. Here tonight, we're just at like a plus 2 for the amount of points that he's played. So the win-to-lose ratio is actually not that high.
Big return by Xiaolin, stretches beyond point for the Outriders.
Yeah, Charlene really taking his time there. I like to see that. I think as we go through the season more and more, we'll see players run down the clock just a little bit, because when you come from 25 seconds in between points in traditional tennis, the 14 seconds feels so fast, but then you actually are rushing it even too much. Great point there by Rion, just moving the ball around, not going for too much.
Jolene misses that slice wide within 6. Big forehand inside in, had a lot of success with that tonight as he earns another point for the Ridge within 5 now.
If you're the coaches, I'd like to see a little bit of a pickup in energy here for sure, because even though we have about 8 minutes left of this bolt, we only have 3 doubles bolts after that, and this is kind of the time where the energy needs to be picked up.
We go through this timeout, we'll take a look at what's going to be upcoming. Rise and Altitude are coming up next, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, Saturday, the Smash take on the Sting. The Smash looking to rebound from a tough opening night loss. Rips as well, also looking to bounce back against the Inferno. Both teams 0-1 there. Going to try to get some momentum going as we get to the middle part of the season.
And the Outriders have had a relatively comfortable lead so far tonight, but they're only 4 points away here, and that shows how well and how just solid the Ridge boys have played here tonight. 2 points away.
Rion now gets that Florida State action against Corey Craig. Sure, these teammates are loving it, but Rion a little bit more as he has now tied things up. And the Outriders are going to be searching for some answers after they're blowing the great lead that Cabezas gave them in women's singles.
I think Rion heard me and said, oh wait, I haven't put that many points up for my team tonight. Let me show you some here.
He's going to step in, and it's going to be an interesting contrasting style as Rion tries to play the offense. Corey comfortable standing all the way back, working points. We'll see who can execute the best. I'm going to redo that point as there was a ball on the court. You can feel both teams are understanding the importance of this moment. Off-pace kick. Rion does not take advantage. He's going to set it up here to use his forehand inside in. Craig all the way back, dropping a lot of balls short on top of the service line. Doesn't matter though, Rion forehand into the net.
I don't know if I want to say I want to see Rion risk a little bit more, but I think he should go for a little bit bigger. That's a great heavy ball, but on that one he needs to step in even more than he did. He's a little bit late to the shorter balls, and he can go for just a little bit more with a big target.
Ooh, just missed it after the longest rally of the night, and that's what Craig does. He wears you down. He gets to every ball, and he makes you feel like you have to hit it perfect on the line to hit a winner by him. You go for too much, and you end up missing.
So gritty from Craig, and look at him just really grinding down these balls, mixing it up. Love to see that.
Nicholson, angle volley winner.
Beautiful.
Heavy forehand return by Craig. Both players just keeping it down the middle, playing safe until somebody makes a mistake. And there it is from Nicholson. Corey continuing to just be as steady as can be. 2-point lead for the Outriders. very interesting how Craig has this off-pace kind of kick slice serve, not very big, but the Ridge are not attacking it. They're just waiting for that ball to come to them.
It's so hard to return, though, sometimes, JY. I remember when I was playing a player that didn't really have a hard serve, but lots of different side spins on it. It was way tougher to return, and I think that's what's special about Corey Craig's serve. It really moves around, and you don't know which way to guess it.
Nicholson usually has a trusty, reliable kick serve, but that's against righties. You know, typically when you serve, you want to try to find somebody's backhand. So with lefties, it's a different matchup, and Nicholson has served a couple faults trying to find Craig's backup as the Ridge are going to take a timeout.
You stay some more, huh? Take a little extra time to serve to visualize that you have good pre-stretching, jumping serve, and stay a little bit closer to the line. Okay?
The center line?
Yeah, you're a little bit too. Yeah.
Stays very low and send it.
Yeah.
Stay closer to the center line when I serve.
No, I mean, try to aim. The targeting is a bit more to the middle when you are in the run.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
When you are far, when you move to the corner, try to go like toward to the middle. Keep running. You don't want to go stay here, base, you want to stay here. Even this much closer makes a big difference. Okay?
(75-52), Outriders maintaining a 3-point lead. The Ridge have been clawing their way back, but the Outriders are just hanging on as Craig is staying in. He's been the most successful male for the Outriders. Been playing for 6 minutes, accumulating the most amount of points for them. Now it's back up to a 4-point lead.
And I'm assuming he's going to continue staying in for a little while longer, if not the entire rest of the bowl.
Nicholson attacks, comes to the net. Craig drops it short. Great volley by Nicholson, but Craig gets there. What defense!
And what a good volley there from Sam Nicholson, but he did do that before, and so good to see Corey Craig expect that and actually start running for it before Nicholson even hits it. Look at that. We see him hit that great volley. Corey's there, though, finds that down the line. So good.
And Nicholson out. Rion back in. Claudia wanted to watch him play a little bit more, but I think he sensed a little bit of frustration from Nicholson. Wanted to sit down and put the steady, calm Rion, who helped them claw all the way back, responsible for 23 of his team's points. We'll see if he can close it out with 3 strong minutes. Trying to find that heavy forehand cross court, but misses it long. Outriders lead up to 6.
Just so neck and neck here, and I know Corey wants so badly to get ahead in these last minutes here.
Rion controlling the court so well, but Craig defending even better. Rion tries to find the corner and does, right on the line, +2 for the Ridge.
Amazing shot. Interesting, he hit a backhand there, but it definitely worked out in his favor. Good to see him taking the time, too. He's thinking, okay, we got 2 minutes here. I'm going to run down the clock, keep my advantage here.
Heavy forehand by Craig, but Rion defends extremely well. And Craig, one of the rare times you see him overplay. Usually he's comfortable working the point as long as he needs to. Ridge within 3. A lot of balls being dropped short in the middle of the court to Rion. Allows him to come in, volley off the net. Craig is going to get there, but just misses it wide. It's tough, I know those balls are short, but when they're middle too, it also doesn't give you a lot of angle to run your opponent.
It really is such an awkward position to be in, because a lot of times actually you want to just respond big down the middle, so you do the same exact thing back to your opponent. Seolin is back in here, heavy forehand.
And very interesting to see that Rion's going to be taking out that ball. Going to replay that point. It looked like just a mistake on the call. But it's very interesting to see how Claudia goes to the scorer's table and tells them that it looks like Nicholson is going to be in, and he's going to pull Rion out with only 1 minute. So that's why. Because Rion, we're so locked in, he's about to run into his max time limit.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
Sure is.
That's why Claudio's a veteran of the intense format. He's locked in every detail, and Nicholson is going to have to finish out this bolt. Huge kick serve that throws Jolene back. Very stiff-looking backhand slice by Nicholson.
And I don't know if his intention was actually to hit a drop shot there, but he definitely wasn't using his body the way he should have. You almost have to be more. Okay, well, that is very good return from him. And he's ready at the line. He's going to use all of this time that he has.
2 quick points for the Rids as they have now tied this up with 30 seconds remaining in men's singles. Jolene this time goes inside of the baseline to return, but doesn't get enough reward. Neutral rally. Nicholson extends that backhand so well, but not well enough as Jolene puts him on the run, sets up the forehand down the line, comes to the net. Nicholson couldn't handle it. Point for the Outriders. Final 8 seconds. He's going to try to sneak out one more. Why not? And maybe that's why you don't try to sneak out that point, as he's going to go for that and tries to rush it and hits the fault. Maria, it was a back and forth bolt. What'd you think?
And the whole time Ridge was just trying to catch up, and they finally did. And now we're tied, which is crazy because I feel like the Outriders were in a good amount of a lead, a comfortable lead, I'd say, the whole time. So now in doubles, when the points happen so quickly, we might see a turn of events here.
Yeah, and the Outriders who got into men's singles with a 12-point lead, they are now going to be going into women's doubles with everything all tied up. The Ridge feeling very confident as they can send their women's doubles going out. Outriders, we'll see how they can handle this after a tough opening night loss. We'll be back. It's a beautiful Friday night here at the Intense Arena as the Ridge have been taking on the Outriders, and it's been back and forth as these teams are all tied up as we have women's doubles about to get started. And it's been a special night for the Florida State Seminoles as two teammates get to go head-to-head against each other, Corey Craig and Yusuf Rian, and their coach and fellow teammate as well came to watch and is with Kelly Kroll.
That's right, a big Friday night at Intense. We got Suds, assistant men's coach of the Florida State Seminoles, as you just mentioned, JY, and Alex, who played on the team last year, along with Corey Craig. We'll get all the dirt from you in just a second. But, Coach, so far you got to see a couple of your former players go at it in the Intense format. What did you think?
Well, both Yusuf and Corey played out here, and it was so fun to watch them play. I mean, Corey's always super steady, makes a ton of balls, and Yusuf's a little bit more flashy, finding that forehand. But just watching this format, watching both of them compete against each other was so fun.
Alex, I'm going to ask you, is this a format you would enjoy playing in? Why or why not?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to play here in this Intense format just because I love playing fast tennis. I love hitting a lot of winners, love those two-pointers, love coming to the net, playing quick balls, so yeah.
Okay, we'll remember that for the next draft next year. And you mentioned for Yusuf, he's even been doing this a little bit in Tallahassee, this format, and practicing it.
Yep. So the last few weeks, we actually have 3 players playing this. We have Corey Craig, Yusuf, and Jamie Connell. The last 3 weeks in Tallahassee, along with Alex, this is all we were doing. This is all we were practicing. They had so much fun doing it. I had so much fun coaching it. Right? It was just great fun. And just walking into this arena today, just seeing the energy and seeing the atmosphere over here was crazy. Didn't expect it.
So, Alex, you flipped this inside out so that you could profess Yusuf, and I am here for you tonight. Is that it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Nothing against Corey Craig here, my teammate as well. But, you know, Yusuf had the extra shirt and Corey didn't, so that's why I'm repping it tonight.
Okay, we played it right down the middle, whoever had the extra shirt. Well, guys, we appreciate, we hope you enjoyed doubles just as much as you did singles. Just wait, okay? Do not leave early. You cannot do that in Intense, okay?
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, women's doubles on the way. Bashak Ryden and Sophie Chang in on the far side. For the Ridge, near side, Zoe Hammond with a big overhead alongside Sofia Cabezas. Now have a 1-point lead, 10 minutes women's doubles. Men's doubles 10 minutes after. Mixed doubles to finish. Cabezas had a rock solid start in women's singles. She's going to look to continue that as a Ryden with the big hitter goes for the winner, but just missed it.
And I'm so interested in Chang and Aradin and the way that they're going to play tonight, because last week we saw how well they used their power and their presence at the net to really just take over that net. And I think that's going to be so important if they can do that. What a great shot there from Sophie. She's looking confident. She's had a couple minutes to cool off here, and I think she's ready to dominate in this doubles.
This is where Sophie Chang shines. She's going to try to put it together with a Ryden at the net, but she's been struggling with the serve tonight. 9th fault, and that's something that's really been plaguing the Ridge. Women's singles and women's doubles, over 30% of their points have accumulated to faults. That's brutal.
Just too many mistakes from Sophie here tonight, and I think if you're the Outriders, you really just want to get one extra ball back, because at this rate, you're probably expecting her to make a few more mistakes than she should.
Here we get to see the rule at Intense. We play Let's. The serve hits the net and it goes in. Bashak could not take advantage. 4-point lead back for the Outriders, and Chang, who'd been recovering from injuries, had her professional career be put on pause. Intense is her first competition back, so it's going to take a little time to get into rhythm. But doubles is where she loves to be, and we'll see if she can pick it up here. But Ryden, right now, she's had 44% of her serves amount to faults. If she can overcome that, the Ridge are going to be able to get into a lead, but that's not going to help.
I think we saw the Ridge go down at the beginning because of the amount of faults, and then finally get brought back up because Yusuf was just able to play so well, and so I would hate to see them go down in a deficit again because of these serves again.
And that's an unfortunate shot for the Riders, but a beautiful +2 winner for the Ridge as the ball goes off the net and over Hammond's racket. Ridge are within 2. Still struggling to find that spin. Point for the Outriders. Hammond to serve. Hammond, who had a perfect GPA while at the University of Kentucky, SEC Scholar of the Year, is going to look to bring some of that success here. The clock's running down on her. Just barely gets it off. Ryden with the return down the line. Chang with the poach, doesn't put it away, but still forces the Hammond miss.
Hammond needs to be all over that net too with her wingspan. Both Chang and Hammond being taller girls, and they can reach a little farther. It really makes your opponent think if you're moving a lot at the net.
Great reach by Chang. Hammond goes for the drop shot, had it, missed it.
Love to see them using some signals too, especially with the time that they have, which is not a lot. It's good to see them changing it up, moving around, and look, it paid off for them. Sophie's all over the net. She knows exactly where Radin's going to serve. That's exactly what we like to see.
And Ridge take their first lead as we're going to get a timeout from the Outriders as they try to get it together.
You tell me, yeah?
I'm managing.
Yeah.
Serve's a little tough right now.
Yeah.
So good surfing. Come on. Doing great. Just roll it in. Come on.
But remember, you have mixed double too, huh? But I prefer you, if I have to choose, I prefer women double. Okay. Good.
And we hear Coach Pistolesi tell Sophie, or ask Sophie rather, are you okay? And Sophie said, I'm managing. And I think that's referring to the injury that she's been dealing with her back. And she said, I am in a lot of pain when I serve, which definitely explains some of the mistakes we're seeing here. She's probably afraid to really go up and accelerate. And, you know, you got to feel for her. It's good that she's putting her team first here and she's electing to play even if she's in so much pain. So good on you, Sophie.
Well, definitely feel for her. But then on the other side of it, this is where I'm going to be a little bit insensitive, is go to the underhand serve. You have two players on the other side of the court that are not power hitters. Those are two players that work the point. If you can hit a half-decent underhand serve, you know you're going to have a shot and stay in the rally. And so at the same time, I think there's something that she can do to work around this injury, probably limits the pain she's in, and maybe even gives her a better chance right now as you see the success they have when the ball's in play. And the Ridge, 90-89 right now.
I see your point, JY, especially when Radin is so solid at the net. Even if the Outriders really try to hit hard at her, she will be able to get the ball back. So it wouldn't hurt for Sophie to try to throw in a couple, every so now and then, at least to give herself a break.
There, I think the clock ran down on the Ridge. Only 14 seconds in between points. Didn't get the toss off. That doesn't matter because Hammond gives the point right back to Radin to serve.
I think we're seeing a little bit of the same atmosphere and trend that we had in the women's singles bowls. It's not really the best of tennis right now, but yeah, we're just having so many serve faults tonight.
The brutal thing for me is the stubbornness to keep going after these serves. Use the underhand serve. There's a point in time where, you know, even the coaches too, I mean, this is, you see, anytime they put the ball in play, there's success. This is pretty simple, I think, but it's just getting out of that traditional tennis mindset. It's the instinct. I know they don't want to go to that so early. Huge forehand return by a rider.
And they might just not be thinking about it. I think if I was in their shoes too, you start panicking and you just start thinking so much about how much you're missing, and you just like, oh, it just feels terrible on the inside that you don't even think about like, hey, what can I do differently here? You're just like, please make it, please make it.
Good serve by Chang, but better defense by Cabezas forces a tough backhand on the rise. Outriders, you've seen the leads changing hands back and forth. 1 point lead, Outriders. Slight serve out wide to the Ryden backhand. She handles it with no problem. Gets her weight forward extremely well. That's a tough, heavy forehand. Cabezas missed poach opportunity off that, but off that slice, you got to go every time, and she does. And the Outriders, big roar from that bench.
And that's really good to see. And they want to stay in the lead as much as they can.
Seeing some I formation from the Outriders now. Good slice serve, but Ryden handles it well once again. Off the net, just out wide. As you see the Outriders, they need something. They want it. That tough opening night loss at the last second. They don't want it to come down to that. They want to get a big lead down. Great angle forehand, but even bigger forehand by a Ryden back down the line.
Good on Cabezas, just finding all of the little crevices of the court, just trying to give Zoe Hammond a chance here to step in, but a little bit too good there from Aradin.
She goes for that bouncing overhead again. Man, she is good at that.
Wow. It's crazy because she hits that so well, but then she's struggling with her serve. And it's a lot easier, I feel like, to serve than to hit that ball. It's funny how that works sometimes.
Well, how tough is just the mental side of the serve? You know, you're sitting there, you have to think about it a lot of times. The point starts, it's in rhythm, it's in motion. You can't really think much. As she tries to come to the net, angle volley. Cabezas gets it. What wheels? Back into point. Brandy Walker's in. Point for the Outriders. They're off the bench once again. Look at that effort.
Such good movement from both. Brandy Walker's in, and she's nice and close to the net, ready to go for that.
Huge forehand. Walker approaches. Ridge are ready. Everyone at the net. Reflexes. Who's going to take it? The Ridge finally do.
Great hands from Sophie there, and really using her presence. Just keep moving forward. With every volley, you want to take one more step forward, forward, until you can get as close to the net as possible.
Chang to serve with the score tied up. Final 2 minutes. Point back. Still struggling. The back, the pain, the injury. 12 faults. No matter, Outrider will take it. 1 point lead. Walker with her first serve in a while. Solid. Ryder runs around, attacks, goes down the line. Sneaky, she gets it.
Way to see that from Brandy Walker and get 2 points there. So good. She saw Sophie inching towards the middle of the court and she took it. I don't even know if she didn't maybe catch it a little bit late, but it really worked in her favor. Great shot and really good serve.
Going for the chip lob, the Ryder ready. Big overhead, they get it right back.
And I wonder if they have heard through the grapevine that Sophie might not be feeling great because they are lobbing her a lot. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Minute and a half left. Great acceleration by Ryden. Walker with a missed return, tied up again. Off-pace serve, goes down the line. I think Chang wasn't expecting such an off-pace serve. Mistimed approach, gave up the easy +2 winner for Cabezas.
I do think, though, if you're calling I and you know exactly where you're going, you need to run if you're a red, and you need to know, okay, I'm covering that, so just in case Sophie can't get that ball, I need to be there.
Final 45 seconds. Chang knocks the serve, Walker with a return. Lob, but Chang swinging forehand volley winner. Big shot, big time. Tied up at 101.
Way to step in there and use her powerful swinging volleys. Just get closer and keep inching in.
Missed return, Ridge take the lead again. Fist pump, looking calmer, looking her to take her time. Great serve again to Ryder with the move. Is that ball going to go over? No. Point for the Ridge. Final 7 seconds. Claudio's going to say enough. Enough. You put some serves in. You gave us the lead. You're struggling as it is. That's great coaching to slow things down, as we are going to have a stoppage here before we come back for men's doubles. Back and forth once again. The Outriders are in a barn burner. We'll see which team can pull away when we come back with men's doubles. Intense is brought to you by Emory Sports Medicine, the official sports provider of Intense. Welcome back, everybody, as we have men's doubles about to be coming up.
The land of the
perfect
brave.
opportunity to look at our center line athletics moment, mic'd up moment of the night with Claudia Pisolesi.
Great job, Sophie. Great job. Stay cool, 30 seconds, take your time, one by one. Out, go, was out, but was out! Got back to serve, give me this point! Great job, guys. It was not easy with this Candela. She went out of her mind. So we limited the damage. We have 10 points, whatever. Now we're gonna come back. Okay? Let's go. Great. Let's get ready for doubles, huh?
Men's doubles getting started here. Sam Nicholson, Youssef Rion on the far side. Ridge have a 2-point lead. Outriders near side with Zhao Xiaolin and Joaquin Benoit. The South American duo here trying to get the Outriders their first win of the season. Mixed doubles will have their 10 minutes to finish things off after.
And I imagine we're going to see a lot of aggressive playing here in this doubles.
Great defense by Youssef to reach down to his ankles, put another ball in play. 3-point lead, Ridge. I imagine Rion will be looking to poach a lot with a huge kick serve by Nicholson. But Benoit handles that well, but even better by Nicholson.
So good, and I'm sure Nicholson's going to use his height here in this doubles a lot. We want to see the Outriders really moving around at the net, even if they're not purposely getting the ball, at least to make Team Ridge think, and that is so good. He faked him. Nicholson went down the line. Xiaolin was right on it and said, nope, not today.
Gives it back with a kick serve. Rion had to get out of the way of that one. 107-103. Rion telling him, Claudia telling Rion to stay focused. Xiaolin inside of the baseline, but Rion jams him in the body. Benoit did not do a good job of moving back. Smith hits that. Now the Ridge have their largest lead of the night with 6.
Nicholson forcing him to hit that down the line. Right on it. Faked him out again. Super good.
A lot of mistakes from the Outriders. Good return this time by Xiaolin. Nicholson misses the poach opportunity. Rion forces it down the line, but in the net.
And I wonder how Amy O'Connell is feeling right now, right? Because she's already experienced being up and then having to lose a heartbreaker. And we kind of see the same thing happening tonight where they're starting out so well, they're up, and then now inching down and down and down. So what do you think she tells her team here?
I think right now, I think she just needs to bring a little bit of calmness to Benoit and Xiaolin. Xiaolin looks like he's moving a little bit fast. Benoit, this is his first action, so I think she should call a timeout, settle them in. They got their 2.5 minutes of doubles. I know there's only 2 timeouts left for the Outriders and still a lot of time to play, but I think settle them now because this could get away very quickly from them, and the Ridge just looked very settled in, and the Outriders just a little bit wild. And we will see that timeout as Coach O'Connell will try to gather her team as they're down 9.
Just wanted to stop the momentum there, right? Things are starting to go fast. I want to slow that down. All right, on those returns, remember, quick backswing follow through. All right, you know Yusuf's going to go down that line a lot, so be watching. Anything that's off pace from those quick balls, be looking to move up there. Okay? When you get your chance, stick it. I don't care about the twos right now. I want you making contact and sticking the ball in. Okay? We've got like 20-something seconds. Let's just kind of use it, even before we get set back up, just because I want to slow this down.
Much more. This is the event you don't want to miss out.
How distant can we be? Come on, let's go.
And I think she heard you, JY. You were just saying how if you are the Outriders, you want to slow things down, and she took that timeout right when she needed it, and that's exactly what she told her team. We have to slow things down. Even at the end, she finished what she had to say. She made her point. She said, let's use these 20 seconds, take a couple of deep breaths, change up the momentum. Let's see if this makes a difference here for the Outriders.
Rion to serve to Benoit. He's going to stay in the court. Backhand to backhand rally. Nicholson misses that post opportunity. Rion forces that forehand inside in, but Ciolina was ready. And what I love that O'Connell said is don't go for the +2s. Just play within yourself, normal, steady tennis. And we've seen teams since week 1 where they start to get down in mixed doubles and in doubles, they start to go for the +2s, and it actually gets worse.
And we see Sam Nicholson just feeling so confident, just going for huge shots there, jumping forehands. We see them feeling like, all right, I think we're feeling good here.
Nicholson with the kick. Joaquin hanging in there. Nicholson multiple times. We've seen the Ridge force it down the line. It just, Ciolina is in their head with the way he moves and fakes. He's gotten them so many times and takes advantage of the +2 winner. Benoit with the move, couldn't pick it off. Big forehand down the center, too big for Benoit to handle.
Really good use of the spin there from Rion. Just nice forehand for him. I don't think he's going for too much there, but he's using how much velocity he can get on that ball to push the other team back.
Rion just misses that volley. That was very, very close. This is Corey Craig's first doubles action of the season. We'll see how he's going to handle this opportunity as his team is down 8. 5 minutes remaining until mixed doubles. Nicholson crushes that return, forces it long.
And Nicholson's just really teeing off. That's exactly the shot that he wants. He feels good right now when he's in serving position. He can just stay at the baseline and rip, and hopefully Yusuf can really move at the net and take those volleys.
Great return, but the post by Rion gets it. 10-point lead. Great return this time by Ciolina. Stretches Nicholson wide, but Nicholson defending well. Back to the forehand cross court. And Nicholson misfires.
And I like to see the Outriders here within reach. I think they're playing well enough to stay in, to at least keep themselves safe, and then hopefully rack up some more points in the mixed doubles. But Ciolina, we see him trying to rush it and really get as many points in as possible here. And we got a timeout from Team Ridge.
They're trying to reorganize. I want to.
They're keeping it simple. They can't do it. It's not doing stupid. Discipline is not my favorite. It's working. Maybe should have gone on one of your forehands, but I was like you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
like you're better.
Stay with this energy. Most important is boom, boom, boom. Break. Take the racket away from their hands.
Don't miss out on the action stand. The QR code on the screen.
Coach Pisolesi bringing the energy there. Rion, the doubles All-American, bringing some coaching to Nicholson as well.
Love the energy. Sometimes you don't need to say anything, but boom, boom, and it really comes off. So love that coaching from Claudio.
Both teams are going to be down to 1 timeout for the rest of the night. 14 minutes left to play, so they're going to have to be very strategic with how they handle it. Ciolina and Corey Craig on the near side for the Outriders, staying in for doubles. Great take serve, jammed him in the body. 7-point lead.
And Ciolina's rushing it here. He wants to get as many points in as possible. Try and get the score a little bit closer. Try and get in the lead if possible here. Corey Craig really would have wanted that one back for sure. He was right there. All he had to do was just tap it just a little bit over the net.
I love that, though. That's when it's your first poach of the night, you just got to go. You got to get that first one under your belt. You're waiting for the perfect one the whole night. You're going to get stuck in that box, so I think that's going to help him for later on. But that return by Ciolin will not.
100%. If you don't go, your opponents will, especially in this format. You get 2-pointers. We heard Amy O'Connell say, don't rely on those 2-pointers, but stick your volleys. And I think the less they think about the 2-pointers, the more they're going to get them. Oh, behind the back try there from Ciolin, but just too good from Sam Nicholson.
3.5 minutes left. Rion to serve. Off the net, misses it long. Craig to serve. Seminole. Goes out wide, and that's the move right there. Ciolin forces that return. Rion had to overthink it in the net within 8.
And Rion saw it right away, but sometimes when it just seems so easy, that's when you feel like, oh, I don't have enough space. But Nicholson gets it right back. So good from Nicholson there.
A little bit of confusion on who's to serve. Rion goes back, his turn, puts it back in play. A little bit of confusion. Frustrated, no doubt. That's not the way you want to give up points at this portion of the night. Kick out wide, another missed return. The Outriders are bringing their energy up from the bench as well. They know firsthand comebacks can happen. They experienced it last week, except they were the ones that were up. But they're going to use that experience to motivate themselves tonight that they know they can do this. They brought it back to within 7.
Sam Nicholson staying very far in, but sometimes it's actually not great because he's catching it a little too early and not able to get enough power on it when Ciolin's serving.
And Craig all over the place. Point for the Outriders.
Great movement by Craig, making Team Ridge really just overthink there. Not a lot that they could do.
Good return by Nicholson. His turn to serve. Big serve into the backhand, but Craig handles it well. Comes forward to the net. Nicholson, huge backhand, but right into the middle of the net.
And the Outriders within fighting distance here, and we see the reactions on the side right now. Everybody's getting fired up, and that's exactly what you want from this point in this arc. Just a lot of energy, just firing your team up. Look at that. They're all yelling. Love it.
Great hands by Ciolin within 5. Craig waving him off, saying he wants a different serve. Final minute. Goes right back to the backhand. Ciolin moves. Nicholson overthinks it. Point, Outriders. They're on a roll now. The nod to the signal jams him in the forehand. And couldn't do enough with that to get it down the line.
And Corey was actually there. He just wasn't there early enough to really be able to swing. Really good return there from Sam Nicholson.
Palm return by Craig. Ciolin moving, had it. Just unfortunate. Caught him in the one spot that is difficult to get at him. Big serve, gets rewarded. Opportunity to come in. Reflex by Craig, goes right back at it. Great hand. Both back at the net now. Tries to go to Craig again. Miss hit comes in. Forces it again, really targeting him. Did not work. Craig ready. Ciolin to serve, final point of men's double. Rion crushes that return. Both stay back though. Craig with the move. Rion finds his way to the net. Ciolin to Nicholson. Miscommunication, and that's going to be a huge +2 in a very important moment for the Ridge. Just when you thought the Outriders were coming back and they were going to ride into mixed doubles with all the momentum. What a heart stopper by the Ridge. Way to step up for Nicholson. When we come back, Ridge within 7, but it's going to be exciting. Stay with us. And here's a look at our Zenith warm-up court tonight. Emma Burgich, Olive Manupau warming up for tonight. They're coming up. Team Altitude will be trying to build an incredible week 1 performance as the Rise look to bounce back. But right now, the Ridge and Outriders are battling it. There's an exciting finish in men's doubles, and it's going to come down to these final 10 minutes. Ridge 129, Outriders 122. Looking at the Outriders, let's see who's going to be jumping in. Siolene's going to stay in. No surprise with Sofia Cabezas. Ridge on the far side are going to have Sophie Chang and Youssef Rian.
We see the entire Outrider team have racket in their hands, though, so they look like they can be thrown in at any moment, where on Team Ridge, we do see only Rian and Sophie Chang right now on the court have rackets in their hands.
Cabezas and Rian in the rally from the baseline. Both net players are trying to get involved, but haven't been able to find it. That goes over the net. Ciolene is able to find it. Angle winner. Craig and Benoit off the bench. The spark they needed after the Nicholson return winner to close out men's doubles. Rian into the net.
Great calm presence here from Ciolene.
Sophie, huge return. Cabezas, what a response. Absolutely incredible reflex. Wow, what a +2.
I don't even know what part of that racket that hit. I didn't think she got all framed there, but hey, it's part of it. So good from her.
Now the Outriders are within 1, and Pete Solesi will use the last timeout for the Ridge.
They will be a little bit lucky they've been. Okay, stay focused. Try to not overdo it, the poaching. You see, they're losing. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, every point. Focus 100%, and full energy. Let's go. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Pete Solesi. The 2 missed hits that resulted in +4 for the Outriders. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of luck, but it doesn't matter. The Outriders are riding that wave.
He also did say not to poach as much, which is a little contradicting, right? Because you want to look for it and you want to put yourself in positions to get those 2-pointers, but at the same time, you don't want to be chaotic and give the Outriders that opening. So I think it's finding a balance to really figure out, where do I want to position myself?
Rian misses that return long. We are all tied up. 61 minutes in, and we are tied as Ciolene sends that serve to the scoreboard. Is he sensing a little bit of pressure after the tough opening night loss, after that timeout? Did that memory creep in his mind? He was on the court when the Fortune hit a volley winner as time was running out. Both players giving serves back. Cabezas to serve.
At this moment in time, you definitely do not want to be thinking about that. Cabezas does look pretty calm, though, but wow.
What a read by Rian, going all the way. We have to replay that point. That's interesting. The call came late. I actually thought it was out. I wonder if we have a replay that'll help show us. That's an important moment to replay that point.
Good moment for a momentum shift to use those extra few seconds.
Chang right in the middle of the court. She's ready, but good defensive lob. Rian with the backhand. Chang is ready. Redirect. Chang trying to cover that middle. Unfortunately, wasn't in great position.
I do think that might have been Rian's ball, because he was really at the baseline. They're kind of waiting for it, but good on Sophie to try to really go for that. But great movement here from Team Outriders.
Heavy inside in. Volley. Chang is everywhere. She's ready. Outriders neutralized. Off the net. They get a ball to go their way. The hands and reflexes by Chang. Rion turned down the line. Big come on by the Ridge.
Well deserved come on. That was a huge point.
Outriders at the net. Their turn to poach. +2 for them.
And now their team is jumping around. We're seeing some back and forth action here with each team on their benches getting so fired up, and that's exactly what you want to see at this point in time.
Return in the net. Outriders with a 1-point lead. Friday night showtime. This is what Intense is about.
Xiaolin was so close to the net there that he almost touched it. That's how much he's eager and looking for that volley. Cabezas would love that serve back, but still really good showing from them, and we are all tied up, people.
Xiaolin returned down the line as Chang tries to poach. He's missed a lot of backhands in the past couple minutes in men's doubles and mixed doubles. Handles that return of the backhand well. Xiaolin targeting Chang. Gonna go heavy right at her. To her feet, she's ready one more time. And that's gonna be a +2. She's gonna argue that she touches it. That's hard. That one was really fast. People get an opportunity and they will reach back. What a response by Rion. +2 the other way. True professionalism, ready to go.
Wow, it's getting fiery here tonight. Everybody wants this so badly, and that's when we see everyone start fighting, right? And we're not even sure if she touched the ball or not, but at this point, you just got to fight and just hope it's going to go your way. And they got it right back for the Outriders. Sofia Cabezas, that was incredible.
High-level tennis at its finest. Outriders by 3, 5 minutes remaining. Rihanna return. Cabezas gives it back. Xiaolin with the poach, just misses it long. A lot of I formation and switching by the Ridge. Chang takes her opportunity. She goes everywhere. Wow, that's something. I'm going to say, I think the Outriders are right on that one again. We'll have to try to take a look at the replay. Maybe this evens things out. I thought Chang touched that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Cabezas saw it right away that she touched it, so I'm not really sure. But again, both teams just want to win so badly here. They're kind of trying to use anything.
Back into the rally. Outriders trying to respond. Calm tennis. Xiaolin really wants to poach. Cabezas forces it. Back tied up. Here's that play. We're going to try to take a look here to see if Chang touches it. Hard to tell exactly. Looked like the trajectory changed just enough. I don't blame the referee for just keeping things as is. Really tough. Outriders up by 2. Don't imagine we're going to see any substitutions at this point. Both teams playing very well now. Big return by Chang. Rion ready. And Xiaolin with the response. 4-point lead.
That is rising up to the occasion. Every single player on this court right now is playing such good tennis.
Big kick. That looked like it hurt Chang's back. Outriders, 5-point lead. Both teams feeling the pressure. Overhits that one. Chang's gonna have to overcome her back here. How's her serve gonna be down 4? Plays through it. Strong serve, misses it. Xiaolin signals to Cabezas. Rion, aggressive return.
Feels so comfortable going for that inside in, down the line type of return, and on his serve now.
Xiaolin tightens up, pulls up into the net. Within 3.
We'll see how nerves play out here. We get stoppage here.
Connell's going to call her final timeout. From here, we just played out.
Intense Arena, this match is really close. I don't know who you guys are going for, but it's getting intense.
All right, we got their serve, Yusuf serve to you. All right, Yusuf serve to you. It's going to be up in here, and you know that, and you know to drive it. Be ready on her off her return. You stand your ground. You're getting the balls you want. You just got to block. Do not worry about two-pointers and go. We prepared for this. This is like last week. This is our do-over, okay? All that, make it count, every single point. You've only got like 2 minutes. 2 minutes to dig deep. Stand your ground on the return. You know Yusuf's coming right at you. Every ball at the net, you know it's coming right to you. All right.
Let's go. Empty the paint.
How do you feel about her bringing up last week's brutal moment at a time like that?
I think it's kind of her own emotions coming out a little bit. I mean, I'm sure it's hard being on the side and fighting so hard for your team, and they're in the lead the whole time, and then it's just heartbreaking at the end. So here, maybe she's projecting a little bit, but, you know, in a way, maybe it's going to fire them up too, be like, we are not going through the same thing we did last time, so.
Forehand down the line, Rion saves it to only one. Outriders still take that 3-point lead. Final 2 minutes. Schilling finds that forehand. Palm rally, Cheng tries to cover the middle, itching to get in there. Doesn't get to it in time. Outriders with a 4-point lead.
You see everyone's demeanor. They just want it so bad. So you need to find that balance of like, okay, I'm nervous, but I need to be fired up, but I need to be calm at the same time.
Cabezas hits that volley. Big shot by Chang. Her turn to serve. How will her back hold up in this moment? She's had 14 faults tonight. This is a big one. Got it. Great serve. Great return. Rion not ready. Point Outriders. Good return. What a move by Sio to take it. +2. The guts, the glory. He wants it.
So good at a time like this for him to see it and kind of imagine that Ridge might go a little softer here.
Good return by Chang. Cabezas responds well, forces it line. That's the movement of Sio forcing that error. Outriders, 7-point lead, final 35. You got to think that the Ridge are going to go for the +2. That's a good serve to the back. Schilling ready!
And we heard Amy O'Connell say he's coming at you every single time. Be ready, and he has done all of that and even better.
9-point lead, and he has to go for it. They're going to run over, but this clock is going to run down. It's just going to be too fast. And that's just too much, and the Outriders, Zhao Xiao lead. Sofia Cabezas, the stars in singles, the stars in doubles. What a finish and what a response considering how things ended for them last week.
You hate to see it for Sophie because she's clearly in so much pain and her team is kind of consoling her, but you got to give it to the Outriders. I mean, they played unbelievable. Siolin at the end just going for it, and he got the guts and the glory. So good from the Outriders, just bouncing back from last week. Very well deserved.
A very happy Outriders team as we get to look at tonight's prize money powered by Payment Labs. They're going to take home $9,000 for that team. Big moment. And just as we look back at this entire night, Sofia Cabezas with the great start in women's singles, Yusuf Rion bringing it back in men's singles, and then it came down to the doubles and it was back and forth, and you had to wonder with the heartbreaker that the Outriders had last week, could they overcome that? And Siolin wanted it, he went for it, poaching, going for it. That's what champions do. What a response, what a night.